To share Saving Our Sisters' latest adoption revocation story. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be multi-part. I'm going to try to keep it down to 2. I tried to do it as 1 and it was 15 minutes and I was like, that's way too long. But there's so much important information in this one, so I'm just going to go with it. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of Saving Our Sisters supporters, sisters on the ground, everybody who champions us. That is how this mom found us. It was in the book of faces. It was in a mom support group, and this mom was absolutely desperate to get her baby back. And she, spoke out into the void, and fortunately, someone who was aware of Saving Our Sisters, we know your name. Renee may reach out to you and let you know. But thank you, because this was, every one of these, if you go through all of our videos, they're all egregious, and we think we've seen everything, and I know I'm digressing, but this one had me in knots. I was really scared of how this, it was absolutely botched. There were illegal things, but it really kind of got scary there at the end. Like, is this mom ever going to get her baby back? She did. It does have a happy ending. So, what have we got? We have 3 states involved. I'm not going to identify 2 of them. Usual suspect, Utah is involved. So that's one of the 3 states. And I cannot say it loud enough. Please, if you can avoid using Utah for an adoption, do that. They really need to clean up their side of the street. So this mom reaches out to Saving Our Sisters. Of course, she doesn't have her paperwork. These moms never have their paperwork. It's legal paperwork. They never have it. So we heard that a Utah agency was involved, and we're just like, well, she's hosed, because we know that these agencies like to move moms out there. They, love them up, and, oh, well, you're so great, you're so wonderful, you're so brave, you're so selfless. We'll pay for they give you an apartment, we'll pay for your apartment, we'll pay, whatever you need, we pay for it till the end of your pregnancy. The trade-off on that is that once you sign, it's irrevocable. You cannot go back, and fathers don't have rights in the state of Utah. Initially, we believed that, mom is not getting our baby back. She was flown out to Utah. She signed in Utah. It's, game over. Then she sends us, she's able to get the paperwork. It's 17 pages, and we start looking it over, and it looks odd. We've seen a lot of paperwork over the years. We're not, attorneys. We aren't brokers. We're not adoption agents, but we've seen plenty of paperwork, and this paperwork looked really weird, but the notary is in mom's state. So that's like, okay, well, she wasn't in Utah, and then we confirm with her, she stayed at home. They sent her a debit card where they were helping her pay her bills for the last few weeks of her pregnancy. We always learn something new. This agency has a travel team, and they send their travel team all over the country to come into mom's hospital rooms at whatever allotted hour, and take their signature without mom having a representative of her state present. So there's no telling how many times they have done this throughout the years. And we found out that when mom tried to reach out to the agent that flew out to get her signature, that agent could not speak with her because she was in another state collecting another mom's signature. It's a mess. I'll explain. Mom has her baby. She's in the hospital. She and dad are together. They have a toddler that they are also parenting. They were scared, and they're everyday people. That's, one of the misconceptions is that people have an idea of who they think birth parents are. They're everyday people. Over 95 to 99% of the moms that we deal with are just moms who are trying to live life and do right by their kids. They are not these, boogeymen, scary stories that we, that has gotten out into culture to think that, oh, these people are terrible and they don't deserve their children. No, this is a young couple parenting a toddler, and they had an unplanned pregnancy, and they were scared to tell family because they didn't want to disappoint anybody. They didn't want to bring shame upon anybody. Now they have their baby back. It is a good ending to the story. Their family knows. Their families, both of their families, very supportive. They were actually there at the exchange in support of this little family. The mom has baby, and within 24 hours, this Utah agent has flown to her bedside and has her reads out loud. She never sees the paper. She never reads the paperwork. This agent reads out loud while she is in her hospital bed 17 pages of relinquishment papers. And then she just has her sign here, sign there. It is completely botched. First off, they are not licensed in the state that she signed, which is illegal. They advertise in the state where she lives, where they are not licensed. That is illegal. This mom did not have a representative from her state. Like, there wasn't her state attorney or a state adoption agency that does adoptions in her state with her to explain to her that she was waiving her rights to her state, which has a revocation period. This agency had her waive her rights to her state without a witness and go by Utah law. And it was just notarized. There's no witness on any of this paperwork. The paperwork that gave the prospective adoptive parents permission to take the baby from the hospital was signed, well, it was witnessed by a hospital social worker that this couple swears they never saw. So it was just one piece of paper, had a witness signature, and it was a social worker who was never seen by either of the biological parents. This agent collected her signatures, no witnesses, takes off on a plane, flies to another state to do the same thing to another mom. And I'm sorry, whoever that is, most likely you have botched paperwork. You probably have illegal paperwork, and you did not have a representative there to tell you otherwise. I'm sure this happens all the time with this agency. I will cover the custody exchange in the next video.